So I endlessly go over our books here in order to prove that we are what we are, which is a non-profit, non-political, educational organization. And boy, we have no problem at all proving that we're non-profit. Everything that goes in goes out, and nothing sticks in between. We are always behind in funds because we rely completely on individual and private donations of those persons who hear me or read about me and are concerned enough to try to send in a couple of bucks. So we're always struggling for funds. I wish I could get a grant from an appropriate government agency, but I doubt under the Nixon administration that that's going to be possible. Friendly, and it has been, it always has been very, very friendly. I have never had any difficulty with cameramen, reporters, interviewers, and I think for the most part they are in sympathy with what I'm trying to do. However, I cannot say the same thing about editors and publishers. Quite frequently I will have something that I know is good, and I know that the producer, everybody who was involved in it, was trying to make it the best that it could possibly be. And then later on I will see an excerpt of it, and I'm horrified because I don't even recognize it with just the position of events and careful film editing and all of this, so that it winds up very, very poor. And quite frequently a particular photographer or particular producer or particular interviewer will get back to me and write me apologies. And I'm always embarrassed by that because I don't know what the hell to do with a written apology. So I generally laugh about it and send back some sort of frivolous reply or laughable reply. I didn't come to Texas. I was brought to Texas. I had fled from Baltimore to Honolulu, hoping to find political asylum in Honolulu, which is a fundamentally Buddhist state that is anti-Christian. And I couldn't find it there. The legal procedures were against me. So I fled to the only Western country that I knew that was absolutely dedicated to separation of church and state, and that's Mexico. And when I got into Mexico, while I was there, I was approached one night at gunpoint and herded onto an airplane with my then 11-year-old son and Richard, whom I later married. We were not married then. And when we got down to Mexico City from this very small village that we lived in 8 miles out, 8 hours out of Mexico City, Richard was forced out of the car at gunpoint, and I was put into an airplane. And when the airplane landed in San Antonio, Texas, there were Maryland police waiting for me to get off of the airplane and arrest me, all of which is extraordinarily illegal. However, I, by just circumstances which were extremely laughable, managed to elude those Maryland police. They didn't pick me up to take me back to Maryland. So therefore, the governor of Maryland asked for me to be extradited on the charge of my having beaten up 14 police officers. And in order to fight that extradition charge, I had to come to the capital of Texas. And my whole first knowledge of Texas was the inside of your jails. I was arrested 3 times in San Antonio. I was arrested 2 or 3 times, I've forgotten which, in Austin, Texas. And I must say that your jails are quite dirty, very cluttered, and they smell from urine. And absolutely not a nice place in which one should spend one's continuing existence. But I had to fight the extradition to Maryland from the capital. And by the time that we had established ourselves here, we were so entrenched that we couldn't possibly afford to move, since inflation is upon us in America today.